Hoy, en UFC Conectado, damos un vistazo al centro de Marquez MMA, el nuevo equipo de Filadelfia.
A lot can be said about that Philadelphia team.
They're absolutely killing it, Philly ball.
Yeah. My coaching style is similar to Danny. That's why we click. We have a formula that's working.
Oh, that's it.
Veremos cómo el entrenador Eric Nicksick saca lo mejor de los hombres más duros del planeta.
I think your approach needs to change in coaching quite a bit depending on the fighter and what they need to hear. I think that's what makes a great coach, finding that thing that lights a fire and they're asked to go out and pull out a victory.
Y nos sentamos en primera fila con Aljamain Sterling para la tercera pelea entre Volkanovski y Max Holloway.
If Max don't take care of him, I will. They're talking. I like it.
Hola y bienvenidos a UFC Conectado. Marquez MMA de Filadelfia se ha lanzado a la escena de las artes marciales mixtas como un semillero de talento de primer nivel. Guiados por los entrenadores en jefe John Marquez y Daniel Gracie, varios de sus peleadores se abrieron paso recientemente en el octágono. Hoy aprendemos más sobre el equipo y sus claves para el éxito en esta edición de Campo de Batalla.
Philly MMA scene is like the mob. Everybody knows they're dangerous, but nobody talk about them. They know we're here. They just don't want to mention us.
Work on three. 1, 2, 3.
I grew up maybe like 5 minutes from here. The part of Philly called the Badlands. So when you say, yo, where you from, Philly? You say the Badlands. People know what's up. It was rough. I grew up kind of like an angry kid. I was always getting into trouble. So in 2004, I started at a gym just to get some anger out. What MMA did for me at an early stage of my life is what kept me alive. So I was training and I hurt my leg kicking real bad. I was out for a little bit, started helping the guys. The group started growing. The fighters started asking me to coach them for the whole camp instead of just helping them here and there. One thing led to another, the group got bigger, and we actually rented a spot around Daniel's gym.
I remember starting to train with like 6. In the family, we born on the mats. My last name is Vieira, but me, Renzo, half Hein, we had the same grandmother. And when I went to fight in Pride, of course, Renzo said, you're gonna fight with the Gracie name.
The Gracies, trailblazers, very revered in mixed martial arts.
I was in New York to train with Renzo, and I said, I need to go back to Brazil. It didn't work out. We came back. We're like, where are we gonna go? My ex-wife is from Philly, and we are where we are now.
Die!
My first experience with Daniel kicked off the right way. One of my guys had went to his gym to spar.
This guy showed up. I'm looking at him moving, and I'm like, this guy moves different. This is what I want my guys doing. So after training, I go talk to him. I say, who's your coach? He goes, Coach John. Okay, tell Coach John I'm gonna talk to him.
Me and Daniel end up being in the same locker room at a regional event.
I walked to him, I said, where have you been? Man, I'm trying to get you to my gym.
So I'm like, yo, why are you talking to me like that? And he was like, listen, help me, I'll help you. We shook hands, and that next Monday I was at his gym. My coaching style is similar to Danny's. That's why we click.
Switch!
We have the same goals. We have the same mindset. I learned with him, he learned with me.
Perfect.
I'm a jiu-jitsu guy.
The arm goes all around to his shoulder.
You should go a little higher.
You see the neck right there. Boom. Go, don't hesitate.
Coach John trains them. Combinations, head movement, angles, the things that I was missing. That's why we bond together so perfectly.
The idea of Marquez MMA was actually Daniel's. Daniel put pressure on me, like, yo, you gotta market your name. You know what you're doing. You building champions. 6 years ago, Daniel discovered me. He's the one that put me out there to the world. So he did it, and ever since, it's been good.
We just started to call the team Marquez MMA. I had a bunch of pro guys. He had a bunch of amateur guys. His amateurs became pro, and we started to win.
They were all literally kids. Guys like Sean Brady,
Ever since those two clicked up, we have guys coming from all over the country to train with us. We have so many guys. We have Andre, Jeremiah, Pat, Joey Pfeiffer. So we've all helped each other get here.
We have a formula that's working. When you come train here,
Let's go. Come on. Go!
expect hell.
Daniel and John, they're intense.
Yo, mother, can you do the drill right?
There's no room for someone to be in here that's not here ready to work, that's not about it, that doesn't want to get better.
Time! Great job, guys.
We push them like they're getting ready for the UFC belt. No hesitation, let's go. This makes the fighters stronger, and this makes them learn better.
Get the other hook, get the other hook.
If they come expecting to be spoiled by us, but they're not gonna be spoiled by us.
Stop sweeping people when you get that. If you didn't, you finish.
Our team has seen such great success recently. It's because of the coaching.
Perfect.
Daniel's coaching style is very straightforward. You're doing something wrong, you're gonna know about it very fast, very loud.
I don't want to see a scramble. I want to see you holding him down.
Don't stay in front. Circle! Circle! Yes!
John's a very direct coach as well. Total mastermind with the striking and the MMA.
Aggressive but not reckless. Let's go! Oh!
That's it.
He's out.
These guys have bred him into being a dangerous fighter.
There's no other person I'd rather have in my corner. He knows the angles, he sees things so well in between rounds.
When you circle, come back with your right hand. It's a beautiful right hook.
Good advice from the corner.
I'm just very fortunate and grateful to have both of them as coaches.
Just seeing where they at now, just fighting, chasing their dreams, it's amazing.
I was here from the ground up. It feels good to see that seed sprout. Our heart is tough, we grind hard. Once we get in there and we perform to our best, 100%.
Another dominant performance speaks well for the team.
We didn't start as a big team. We started small. So everybody was getting built by us. I think by next year, we're probably gonna have 8 or maybe more guys on the UFC, and it's just gonna grow.
Certainly doing something correct up there in Philadelphia. Oh, it's tight, that's tight.
There's the tap.
There we go, there we go, there we go.
Oh, that's it.
My goal was never to have this.
Emmer's forced to tap.
It was just to help people. I never thought that we would get this big. It was just helping people and doing what we love.
Their gym is on the way up.
Me and Daniel, we're authentic, and what you see is what you get. Our partnership has been successful because we have the same goal. Get the guys ready, win, and keep the team growing. The stuff that we've been through in our life made us who we are, so that's why we're so close to our team. Because you want to see a friend win. They're not just a client to us, they're our friends, they're our boys. Sometimes we sit back and look at the whole scene and we're like, man, we're really here. I love it, and it keeps me alive. I'm gonna do this to the day I die.
Llegó la hora de hacer una pausa, pero al regreso veremos cómo el entrenador Eric Nicksick saca lo mejor de los hombres más duros del planeta. Y más adelante, nos sentamos en primera fila con Aljamain Sterling para la tercera pelea entre Volkanovski y Max Holloway. El oriundo de Las Vegas, Eric Nicksick, ha dedicado su vida al éxito de los demás, más recientemente como entrenador principal en el legendario gimnasio Extreme Couture. Ese trabajo duro da resultados en oro. La coronación de Francis Ngannou como el rey de los pesos completo agregó el estatus de campeón a la lista de elogios de Nicksick y lidera una cosecha creciente de atletas formidables que buscan seguir su ejemplo. Eric comparte sus experiencias como la fuerza impulsora detrás de los mejores peleadores del mundo en Esquina de Entrenador.
I got into this sport kind of just trying to find a void in my life. Just kind of stumbled across the place and I saw a bunch of tough dudes getting after it. I felt like that camaraderie, that vibe, just the individuals working to achieve a common goal was what I needed in my life. I was coaching classes and coaching some young up-and-coming fighters at the time. And then it was Randy that was sitting there, Randy Couture, and he said, look, man, I think you have a path here. I'd like for you to be able to take over as the gym manager here. You know, I messed up a lot as a kid. You know, I was in a little bit of trouble in college, and that came up to bite me. I missed out on a lot of good opportunities in my athletic career, and I think I coached my fighters in a way that I feel like I owed it to the younger version of myself because of the things that I messed up.
Get geared up, get a drink of water, let's get ready to go.
I see a lot of fighters in my gym that really remind me of myself when I was that age. Fate, universe, God, whatever, puts me in that position to help them realize their full potential and be able to accomplish their goals and help them kind of navigate through this process. I really want to get to know my fighters and understand what makes them tick. And that's sweat equity, man. That's just being around them, understanding what got them into the sport.
Good scrambles, let's cover a foot.
Understanding their journey and why they're here. What do they fight for? Who do they fight for? Finding all those little things makes you pull that out in, you know, round 5 or going into round 3 when you need that moment. There are many different personalities in this sport. You're not going to coach Francis Ngannou the same way you coach Sean Strickland.
That makes your friend.
You're always trying to find the perfect match between coach and fighter. That's only going to make the relationship better.
Oh, Danny Ige goes Danny Ige.
I think styles of the fighter are very important as a coach because you don't want to typecast or pigeonhole a fighter. They are who they are for a reason because at the end of the day, in MMA, the word A stands for arts.
Good idea.
They're the artists. You have to let them maintain their creative control.
Time. Hey, Aljo, give me a little jog, put those hands up. That's your round, baby.
The night of the fight for me is pretty relaxing. You know, I want to stay nice and loose. Your fighter's going to feed off of your energy. I try to keep a calm, cool approach, and you can feel that energy. And even in the room, we'll start shaking out as the warm-up goes or the hands are getting taped and the music starts to change, you know, the environment starts to change. Right before we walk, I remind myself there's no place I'd rather be. At one point early on in my career, I believe it was one of Brad Tavares' fights. He was fighting the MGM Grand. And I'm born and raised in Las Vegas. And I'm glad my dad called me before. He said, hey, I want you to take a second and look around and take it all in. Your fighter's fighting at the MGM Grand. I've done that every time since. Any arena I've ever been in, whether it's been the Apex, you know, Abu Dhabi, I've taken a second just to look around and take it all in. I want to remember those moments, even if it's just a couple seconds, 2 or 3 seconds. And then once that bell rings, it just becomes tunnel vision for me.
Very, very high stakes fight for the featherweight division. Ooh, big left hook there by Ige, that connected.
I think your approach needs to change in coaching quite a bit, depending on the fighter and what they need to hear. I could look at Dan Ige and Mirsad Bektic. It's 1-1 going into 3.
And another tough second round for Dan Ige. Ige hits the stool.
Hey, 5 minutes out of you.
Yes, sir.
5 minutes out of you, Dan. He does not want it more than you.
Yes, sir.
He does not want that more than you.
Yes,
do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
We always had a saying, what do you do in round 3?
What do you do round 3? Come on. Let's go. On your toes. Let's go.
Let's go.
That was a moment that I feel like we just were able to get it out of Dan.
Yeah! You don't want your 1+. Yeah!
Oh, big connection with the left.
Ige with a big punch and a kick to the body.
Francis Ngannou, Cyril gone.
Perhaps down 2-0 at one point.
It was 2-2 going into round 5.
Hey, look at him. Look how tired he is. Hey, we've been through so much together. This is you. You understand me? This is you, kid. Let's go.
Oh, boy.
Sweep it. Big sweep. Nice. Sit up. Grab his arm and sit up.
And wouldn't that be something if Francis Ngannou leaned on his wrestling and grappling to successfully defend his title? And it looks as though Ngannou will end the fight in a relatively dominant position. Incredible. What a rally from Ngannou after a tough start.
Hey! Let's go! Let's go! I told you. Huh?
wasn't really much of an adjustment, but I think just delivering the right message at times, I think that's what makes a great coach, finding that thing that lights a fire and they're asked to go out and pull out a victory. My most memorable title fight in the UFC was Francis versus Stipe. And I think a lot of it was because of the first fight and the outcome that happened in the first fight.
Beautiful time takedown.
And Ngannou just does not know exactly how to get up here.
For the winner, Stipe!
And a lot of the doubt that he wasn't going to be able to execute really any game plan and Stipe was going to pretty much walk right over him.
Eric Nicksick, all the people at Extreme Couture, they prepared him for exactly the challenges that he faced in the first fight. The question is he ready?
Ready, fight.
Watching Francis to go execute exactly what we wanted, it was like playing a video game. I remember being like, throw this.
Level.
Nice.
And he threw it, and it landed.
Early shot from Stipe.
This is big.
And it was like, do this.
Heavy. Get to the back. Good. Break that leg down, step around. Nice, now we go.
It was so cool. It was like the closest I've ever been to playing a video game and having the best character in the game.
Left eye's hurt, I want middle. Yes!
Oh! Knocked out for Ngannou. Stipe back to his feet, eats another uppercut.
That's it.
It's the best feeling in the world when you see your fighter get a win. And I love that moment.
That man, Eric Nicksick, with all the guys that he trained with at Extreme Couture, he's learned. And now he's the heavyweight champion of the world.
We are an individual sport once the cage door closes, but you're only as good as the team that you surround yourself with. Having that team around you is the most important part. And sometimes it takes somebody outside of your circle to believe in you the way that I think a coach does. For me, I love to be able to help shepherd people in achieving their goals. The love that I share for my fighters is only going to make me better and keep me where I'm at today.
Y hacemos otra pausa, pero al regreso nos sentamos en primera fila con Aljamain Sterling para la tercera pelea entre Volkanovski y Max Holloway. En el UFC 276, el campeón de peso pluma Alexander Volkanovski se enfrentó a Max Holloway para cerrar esa épica trilogía. El campeón de peso gallo, Aljamain Sterling, se sentó en primera fila, mostrando interés en subir a las 145 libras en búsqueda de un segundo cinturón. Nos unimos a Funk Master para evaluar su posible competencia.
Dateline Las Vegas. The UFC's annual summer blockbuster has arrived, and with it, all the star power you have come to expect from the combat sports leader.
Here we go, we got the co-main event. Alexander Volkanovski versus Max Holloway. Big fight. Alex, if you win, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you.
Max Blast Holloway.
If Max don't take care of him, I will.
The great Volkanovski.
I don't know cut away. 145, I'm coming.
We're all expectant that these two would engage again. It stands to reason 25 years from now they will be talking about this rivalry series.
I got to train with Max twice in Hawaii. Super technical, super good with his takedown defense. Gives me a lot of confidence.
Both guys are trying to find out what improvements have been made.
That was a good cross from Volkanovski. Good counter. Good counter. We need a definitive answer. Who is really the king? Who's really the king of this division?
Too fast for him.
Oh, they're talking. They're talking. I like it.
Ooh. Beautiful jab.
Volk not mess around. We got a minute left.
Another good right hand by Max. They're getting after it.
Pretty good response from Holloway late in the round. Back elbow gets home.
Oh, close round, close round. Leaning towards the champ, round one. Volk landed some crisp combinations. Max was having his way pressing forward, but at the end of the day, pressing forward doesn't mean unless you're doing some damage. Max gotta get back to kicking, man. That's how Volk beat him the first 2 times, I think. Oh, Volk landed hard cross over the top.
Volkanovski, when he feels like Max is gonna enter, he loads up and starts to go.
Nice, Max. Oh, Volk. He throws that overhand. Beautiful every single time. Volk is a dog, man. Holy. He's a dog.
Because he's having a bit of a problem trying to get Volkanovski, he's got to just get very active.
That shot opened up a big cut, or so it appears.
Holloway,
oh, that's bad.
Beautiful right hand from Volk. Volk is fighting a beautiful fight right now. 1 minute left in this first round. Second round. Don't quote me. I might have had a couple of cocktails. Super competitive round. Volkanovski, I think up 2 rounds. I think he's up 2 rounds, which means he's that much closer to a matchup with me.
Volkanovski made the adjustments. Can Holloway do the same thing after the first 2 rounds?
Man, Volk is looking really, really sharp. Smart, composed, seeing everything. Great defense. Let's get some knees, get the click.
Oh!
Nasty right hand.
Yep, slip and rip with the right hand for Volkanovski. Coming up on a minute to go, round 3.
Volkanovski looking super impressive right here. Super impressive. The difference is he hasn't fought a grappler that can actually take his ass down. Big difference.
High kick from Holloway, partially blocked. The right hand got through. 15 minutes down.
Volkanovski up 3-0. Good job, Max. Max needs a big response right here in the 4th and the 5th round. He needs to get a finish, in my opinion. Volkanovski is doing a good job reading the attacks of Holloway, using his footwork to establish ring control. Some people think just because you're in the center, you're establishing ring control. That's not the case. The guy on the outside, the guy in the middle, depends on the footwork, who's being more effective. Volkanovski's being more effective here, in my opinion, landing the bigger strikes. I think that's what's winning him the fights right now. Volk fighting like he's got something to prove. I like it. I like it. I think if there's a third of a takedown, it changes a lot. A third of a takedown changes a lot. Right now it's all kickboxing. This is MMA. You gotta be able to threaten the takedown. Change up the pace of the fight.
Volkanovski is showing a different level tonight.
And you see he's getting better in terms of his land percentage as the fight goes on.
Volkanovski's kind of picking him apart right here. He's landing more significant strikes.
Volkanovski is fighting beautiful and also really pulling away from Max.
You give me your back like that, that's a problem. Those hooks are already in. Volk fighting with his hands down at this point. This is kind of crazy.
They're telling him, don't wait, just go, throw some knees.
Oh, man, he's just a step ahead and quite a bit faster at this point.
Max needs something big. He needs a Hail Mary at this point. This is MMA. Anything can happen. Max can get it done. He's got to believe it. He's got to go for it.
All right, so it all comes down to this, our 5th and final round. We'll see if Max Holloway can rally.
Volkanovski has never looked better.
That doesn't feel good. He's controlling the cage, footwork on point, round 5. Hasn't lost a step yet. Oh, that was so close.
Just over 2 minutes to decide the UFC Featherweight Championship.
Oh, nasty calf kick.
Oh my goodness, now he's pouring it on.
He's not mitigating risk.
Max picking up the steam right now, trying. Volkanovski matching him. Volkanovski cruising right now.
Everything he's doing is beautiful.
Beautiful footwork, pivoting out, beautiful.
Well, Max Holloway was game as hell, but the champion Alexander Volkanovski with a signature performance tonight.
For the winner, by unanimous decision, and still the undisputed UFC Featherweight Champion of the world, Alexander.
Hard guy to beat. I I think I got the recipe, though. I think I got the recipe. My size, takedowns, mix it up. Same fight IQ. I see the shots. Different type of fight. Let's go! Hey, great fight. Volkanovski fought like a champ, defended the way he needed to. Big opportunity for myself to get in there and mix it up with a legend at this point. Beat Max Holloway 3 times? Bro, that's freaking crazy. But I think I got the recipe to beat that man. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Así terminamos este episodio. Contáctanos y comparte tus opiniones en línea usando el hashtag UFC Conectado. Hasta la próxima.